What's up, Patreonians? Patronians? All of my friends, all three of you currently, I just want to thank you very, very much for your donation and your hope and faith in me. I thought I would give you a quick update on what this new Patreon site is about and why I decided to go this route. And in doing so, I have to give you a little backstory of my life in the past couple of months, which is not a pleasant story. So I'm sorry if I get emotional. I'm going to try very hard not to. Over the past few months, I have been struggling with multiple things. The first being that I was put on a new medication called Otezla. And one of the side effects of Otezla is that it can mess with your emotions. It can mess with your mental state. This doesn't happen in everybody, but unfortunately it did happen in me. And I was finding myself extremely depressed, not wanting to leave my house, crying 24/7. It was exhausting. I'm still not fully over the whole crying all the time thing, because it takes a lot out of you. I just really wanted to sleep and I didn't want to do anything. I had absolutely no motivation to even get out of bed. At that same time, in fact, the day that I started Otezla, I took my cat Magi, who's 17, to the vet because he was having some tooth problems. And I was informed that he had a tumor in his nasal passage, squamous cell sarcoma. And unfortunately, we had to put him down this past Wednesday. And I said I wasn't going to get emotional. That has been a challenge. My Magi was 17. So he's been with me a long time. And for all of you who have had pets, you understand this. It's hard. And I think right now the hardest thing for me is watching his brother, who is 18. Because we got Magi for him as a companion, and they've never been apart. Even when they've been away from me, they've always had each other. And I didn't think it was going to affect him because Magi being sick didn't seem to affect him at all. But it has affected him. He's noticed. And that's been really hard to see. At the same time all of this was happening, I was let go of my job, from my job at the American Heart Association. They decided they just went a different route with the position, and my position was no longer needed. So nothing to do with me, nothing to do with the organization. They are a fantastic organization that obviously does so much good. But my position was no longer needed, so I found myself unemployed. And being 38 years old and unemployed in a market that does not necessarily understand you, which so many of you know, those of us who are creatives can tend to be different and have different jobs, and so much of my resume consists of things like creator of the Girls Entertainment Network and marketing coordinator for Video Games Live touring company, and video producer for Crave Online. And in this market up here in Maine, that all of that is like a foreign language. I might as well have worked in Japan for all they know. And it has been very hard to explain my skills, whether I've had a specific job title or not. That's sort of been the challenge. So as you can see, a lot is happening. I'm also dealing, all of this, this all wraps into the health thing too, but I've put on a lot of weight. And as you probably know, I've struggled with body dysmorphic disorder for many, many years, since I was about 14. And I've always been able to kind of sort of keep it under control to a point where it was manageable. There have been times in my life where I did stupid things and went down bad paths, but I've never been where I'm at now. And I don't know how to function at the point I'm at. It's always been manageable. It's always been something that, you know, I still get jobs. I still am able to cosplay comfortably in my own skin. I'm still, you know, I'm okay. But now I'm not anymore. I'm not okay anymore. It is one of those things that affects everything that I do. It affects me going outside. It affects me buying clothes. It affects me going to meet with people. It affects me, you know, having friends in real life. And it's very, very easy for people who don't understand these sort of things to say, what are you talking about? You're beautiful. You have an amazing husband. You have an amazing life. You're so full of energy. You just need to get over it. I mean, just handle it. And, you know, it's so hard for me to get across the fact that what you're seeing is not what I see. So I've gained so much weight to the point now where, I mean, it's ridiculous. And the challenge that I'm having is the fact that it's a medical issue. I've been on every single diet known to mankind, and I don't mean diet as in a fad diet. I mean diet as in taking certain things out of my diet, like gluten, like dairy, sugar, nightshades, which I found I am very, I have an issue with. Nightshades are tomatoes and peppers and things. And nothing has worked. I continually just keep gaining weight. I've gone for miles and miles of walks. I do Zumba classes. Everything I possibly can, and nothing happens. Nothing works. I'm currently doing low carb just to see if I can make any sort of a budge at all in the way that I feel. But it's impacting my everyday. And because our society does not do well with healthcare, until I get a new job, I'm out of healthcare. So getting help is not necessarily the best thing. Now, I will say it's not an end of life situation. So all of you who are watching, don't feel like, oh my gosh, she's gonna jump off a bridge. I just thought it was important to share my everyday, because I know other people go through this, and I know other people feel the way that I feel. And so I wanted to talk about it and be able to talk about it because I live with it, and I know some of you do too. And I just think it's really important to share the struggles, and hopefully in doing so, somebody out there who maybe didn't realize that they're not alone, know that you're not. I get down. I get really down. I feel crappy about myself on a regular basis. But I also know positivity breeds positivity. It's my mantra. So I am doing my absolute best to do as much good as I can in life. I make it my mission to give at least one person every day, somebody I don't know in my family, a compliment, because I feel it's important to give a little bit of goodness in this world and put that out there. So my hope is that, positivity, breeding positivity will bring me good things. And this has gone on way longer than I thought it was going to. And I cried. And I told you all my demons that I'm dealing with. And I hope that you stick around, because I hope this will be a happy ending story, and that everything will be solved. But I thank you for coming along on the journey, and I will see you guys real soon. Thank you.